Following the extension of the lockdown, there has been an increase in unrest in Lagos. Would you say the government should, because of this
Yeah.
extension?
Well, now it's like where you are like the state in the local balance. You are facing is it between the lion and the gypsy. We know the how the virus spread is through human communication, human movement, and if you allow people to move around, it's easier for the virus to spread, and that will cause more death, and so on and so forth. And if you now say people should stay at home when there is no food, there is no means of livelihood, there's nothing to keep themselves alive with, that in itself is another problem. So what I think, the extension should not, the lockdown should not be, how do I put it now? Be signed,
Okay.
as it were, because people would be, because we are talking about lives here. But what the government can do is to see how much they can do to help people so that staying at home will be a little better than going outside. Because, the average Nigerian, the average Lagosian, live on daily pay, let me put it that way. People go to the market, what they sell for that day that they feed on is because we have a government that has not been very responsive to the people. And this is the time to prove that what they have been telling us, that our welfare is their concern. This is the time they can prove it. But unfortunately, they could not, because there have been lies all the way. So that's why the people are not emphatic with the government, because all the while they've been lying, they've been corruption here and there. I know that at this time people would have been able to say, "Oh, the government is trying," if they had before now be honest. So the whole issue now lies on how government can make the people to see reason and also to feel that they have their welfare in mind. You can't tell people to sit at home when they don't have what they can feed with.
Of course.
That is a risk. So they will want to take the risk. Let me go outside there. I've said to myself, if the virus catches me, fine. If it doesn't, fine. But I tell you, not many people believe that this virus can do the virus anyway in the first place.
Yes.
Especially the people in the bottom rung of the ladder. They don't believe so. So how do you now make them believe? How do you now make them stay at home? I know it's a tough one for the government, but the government has not been up and doing initially. I don't think we have national I think we had that during the time of the military. Now I don't think we have one. National Center for Disease Control that is even doing something. At least a daily update. It's a daily update, and advice. There's some of the network. They also push in some CSR messages. Fine, but with the Exchange Agency, I don't think we have one. Okay, moving forward. Yeah, moving forward. I want to suggest that the government should pally the media houses. And, the media houses, they spend money for generators, spend money for staff, spend money on so many things. If the government could alleviate that by giving them some financial palliative so that they can push in this message, especially radio in the grassroots. Now that this National Orientation Agency has failed, I think the media should take up that role. But the media cannot do so much if their resources are going to be depleted. So the government should be involved in financing some of these messages so that people can get oriented. Because, like I said, not many people in the ground level of the rung of the ladder believe this thing. It has become like people will say, it's a disease for the big man, because the first person or the group of first people that brought it are people who traveled. So People don't relate. But I tell you, sir, if this virus catches anybody in the lower rung of the ladder, they were finished, because many of them will not even go to the hospital. Many of them will not even have the facility to call. Many of them will not even have they don't even know where to. They won't even know where to go for the testing. So that aspect is the pending disaster that we must not allow to happen. That's why orientation will play a very big role. And that is why they are clamoring to say, let me be outside. I want to go and feed myself. So there's a lot to be done.
How best can the government contain pockets of crime in different part of the country?
The first thing is for the government to desist from self-denial. You know, each time you talk, I read about the police talking, they say there's nothing like that, the fake news and all that. I think they have to wake up and smell the coffee. Now, our boys have been in existence, no doubt. But the lockdown has propelled them to become harder, because the jobless garage boys, the jobless the money collectors and the traffic and all that, they've all now come to join them. Because if you look at this lockdown, the bosses are the ones that are actually affected. Sometimes, because of the kind of job I do, I go out to look at the environment, and I see that people are going out, people are trekking, people with private cars are going out, and you understand. But the other bosses are not on the road. And these people are, apart from the drivers, even the drivers, some of them don't even have vehicles. So they borrow vehicles to drive, or they do shifting. So now all that has stopped. And these people have to eat. Many of them are those who live under the bridge. So now that it's how would they feed? So the only way, or the best possible way, is to join these our boys and say, okay, we are in group. This group, so I can join them. Whatever we're able to make, I will get out of it. Individual stealing is dangerous, it's riskier. So so the our boys are the 1 million boys. They're not just the old ones that we know, but the others are joined based on the fact that no daily source of income anymore. So what I think the government can do is, first of all, like I said, it should stop living in self-denial. And it is not a time to kill them. It's not a time. The prisons will be full if you arrest them and take them to prison. If you take them to the cell for prosecution, the whole place is full. So what I think the government can do is look for their leaders. Because these people, they are organized. Even as much as they are criminals, they are organized. So this is where intelligence comes to play. It's not a time of carrying gun and staying on the road and harassing innocent people. This is time for them to employ the intelligence they've all taught, they've practiced, they've learned, they've been talking about, to fish out the leaders. When they fish out the leaders and keep the leaders, then any other one that comes out when they are caught, they should gather them together, take them to the farms. Killing them makes them more volatile. But if you take them to the farms outside Lagos and Lake Chad, they have a farm where they produce this lake rice. But take them there, where there's no communication. Just put them in the farm, and they'll be working there. They'll be productive. Even if it is stipend you give them, you have not yet to spend the stipend. They'll be keeping it.
You know,
that would
Mr. Frank, sorry to cut you short. You know, where these so-called Awawa boys came from, we have like 3 police stations there. What is happening?
But the police, they are human beings as well. And by virtue of the kind of nation we come from, nobody's ready to die for the nation. Forget all what they are saying. Nobody's ready to die for the nation. Because dying for the nation is like a waste of life. But the nation itself has not been able to take care of its people. So the police, when they are overwhelmed, they just throw their hands up in defeat. And then they said people will take care of themselves. Now, when you say 1 million boys, fine, they may not be up to 1 million. But the number is large enough to overrun a police station. So that's what we are saying. The numbers are going to increase because of the joblessness of the lockdown and the people who have no jobs who have come to join them. So it is the police are not, number one, they are not equipped enough, both mentally and in terms of machinery. They are not even protected. So to the limit, to their limit, they have a limit to go. They have wives, they have families. If they die today, what happens to their family? Nothing. So what they can do is put the newspaper and then give them 100,000, 200,000, and they say, and that's all. So the police themselves are also afraid of their lives because the human beings don't have enough things to work to protect them. So it gets to a point where they will give up, and then nothing happens again. Yeah.
All right.
So the police are overstretched anyway. That's the bottom line.
Okay, Mr. Frank, finally, we have seen Nigerians become their own vigilantes.
Yes.
And due to the lack of confidence in security agencies,
Yes.
what would you recommend going forward in security agencies, earning the trust of the people?
I've always advocated for community policing. So in this regard, people are willing to protect themselves, or they resort to self-help because the police is overstretched. So what I think can happen is like Lagos, for instance, where you have the neighborhood watch. This is the time for neighborhood watch to be effective. Now I see them in traffic points, directing vehicles, checking vehicles. That's not their job. They should now work with the community, get involved in teaching or training, at least community leaders, get involved, come around the community, let the community know that the police is their friend, the police is working together with them, so they don't feel neglected. Now what we are doing is everybody is just gathering, holding stick. When armed robbers come with guns and you are holding stick, how are you going to do that? But I know that the number is also an issue. So the community come out in number, at least that number scares away. But what is the place of the government in that? So what I think the police can do is to be more involved in the community. Come around during the day, come around in the evening, come around in the night. Walk around with the people. Tell them in the case of XYZ, this is what you should do. Ad hoc training for the people who are volunteers in the community. And then when you apprehend any criminal, it's not jungle justice. You know, there are times I noticed that when they apprehend criminals like that, take them to the police station, because the guard rooms are full, they let them go after a few questions here and there.
Apart from that, sir, they feel that police will collect money and set them free.
Yes. So, and that's what is bringing the jungle justice. But the police should come. The police should now work closely with the community leaders, closely with the community, the vigilante, the communities, even if it's just to fraternize with them and let them know that, okay, in the case of XYZ, this is what you do. You know, these boys live within the community. And when they know that the police is always around the community, that is also a deterrent. So it is not, now it's not the time to leave every community to themselves, and then what I notice in my area, they come maybe 12 o'clock or 2 o'clock when I blow the siren around, and then I go back. What is the meaning of that? Is that security? When you blow the siren, the person who wants to do anything will wait. When the siren is gone, the person comes out. So it doesn't make sense as far as I'm concerned. But they just do that to also collect money from the community and say, we have come on, and so give us our money. You know. So what I think is they should work sincerely with the community leaders, sincerely with the community vigilante group, give them pep talk, give them ad hoc training, tell them if you have any issues, this is this number, call us. Their response also should be prompt. You call your police unit, it takes donkey years for them because the whole thing will have happened before they come. Even if in the course of an incident, the police blows their siren, that's when it becomes effective. You know, if they say there's a robbery that going on and the police comes at the nick of time, even if they don't shoot a bullet, with the fact that they are around with the siren everywhere, it will create a kind of jittery moment for those guys, and then they will run away. But our own is we'll wait when the whole thing has calmed down. When innocent people are coming to commiserate with the people that are affected, they will not come and pick a few people here and there and say they are suspect. It is all defeat here and there. So the community policing should not be left with the vigilante, will not be left to community themselves. The police should be involved in at least pep talk, involvement, showing up at most times of the day in the night. I know the number of police that we have is few, but if they can spread themselves well, if they can, those ones in the politician's house, they should remove them. I know that we have so many of them. I have politicians in my area. You see like 4 or 5 policemen doing what?